Patrick Dangerfield had 2 shocks to start his AFL season. According to AFL great Mick Malthouse, pictures after 2 back-to-back losses to kick off Geelong's season. Former AFL premiership coach Mick Malthouse has expressed concerns about star midfielder Patrick Dangerfield's performances. The 32-year-old has owned 22 properties on both of Geelong's outings this season, and Malthouse fears the former Brownlow Medal holder may have lost a step. Geelong lagged behind Carlton between 13.12 and 12.10 Thursday night, with many AFL watchers seeing the reigning premiers 0-2 after their first 2 games. Dangerfield has taken over the captaincy this season from club great Joel Selwood after retiring. After last year's grand final, can't do both, the Tigers lift Daisy Pearce's ban from Richmond rooms. Sad the world of AFL pays homage to Ron Joseph after the of North Melbourne icon. Geelong had a strong off-season in terms of recruiting, and many expected Cats to continue competing at the spiky end of competition, while they have a longer season to recover. Some found them unconvincing after their loss to Collingwood and Carlton in the first 2 weeks of the season. Malthouse was one of those skeptical of the Cats after Thursday night's loss, with Geelong losing their first 2 games since 2015, a season where they missed the finals. Malthouse told ABC Grandstand that Dangerfield endured 2 shocks to open the season. She had 2 shocks. He didn't play last week. He really struggled this week, Malthouse said. I don't know if it's the prospects or the leadership. He doesn't look like the same dynamic player. While it was a startling start to many, including Geelong coach Rhys Stanley, after just 2 weeks he was reluctant to hit the panic button. The reigning Prime Minister since 2009 did not lose their first 2 games of the season, and Hawthorn was the last club to do so. Injuries to key players at Tom Stewart Jack Henry, Jake Kolodjashnij, Mitch, Duncan and Sam Menegola have also deprived Geelong of crucial depth they expect to reclaim later year. Scott said the Cats maintain a quiet trust, and isn't surprised by some of the disconnected footsteps he's seen on his side so far. The story continues. Geelong slipped to 0-2 for first time since the 2015 season, when they missed final. Geelong not panicking after consecutive AFL defeats. 4 of the aforementioned players will be placed directly behind Geelong when they are healthy, which is another reason for Scott to be optimistic about their chances. The Cats will face the Gold Coast Suns in round 3. We always knew it was going to be a tough year, Scott said. But it's definitely not something we really panic about. Some of disjointed style we played was a bit predictable with the shifts we had. And even if you look at some of new players coming in alone, there's a lot to be said. Be positive with these guys. We came this year with the view that we're going to be different. There will be some issues with few things, and we've lost a few close matches. But there's still a lot to like about it. There is a quiet trust about us. I think with our more experienced players we have that extra confidence that if we get it right it will be difficult to beat our top tier. We're not quite there yet. We'll work on it, but I'm probably making more mistakes on the positive side. Former Gold Coast midfielder Jack Bowes and Cooper White, who played their first game for the Cats, while former Collingwood forward Ollie Henry was second. Duncan is on verge of making a comeback as Scott awaits Kolodjashnij's return against Gold Coast in third round. While Cats try to reverse season, there may be more injury concerns though, as Jeremy Cameron, Rhys Stanley, and Sam De Koning are in the battle during a tough battle with the Blues. The Cats were down 28 points late in third period, but Jeremy Cameron scored 3 majors in the final quarter, narrowing lead to a single-digit lead with plenty of time. Cameron finished with 6.1 from 25 disposals and scored 8 points with a spectacular performance, but failed to drag Geelong over the line. Carlton's first win in 2023 came after coughing up the lead by conceding late goals in each of the previous 3 games, including a heartbreaking double defeat last year that cost them a final berth. It wasn't the monkey on our back. That's for sure. We've never looked at it that way, said Blues coach Michael Voss. But that's how it was supposed to be, wasn't it? We had to win really hard in the end and we got the correction we were after. You want to get your feet on the ground, but I don't think we can be too fixated on how the finish is. We're happy that we were able to absorb ourselves and do the right things at the right time. In a very critical moment. With AAP for letter and rate the biggest sports stories of the week.